Happy Monday. So I'm having a little bit of issues with the internet again. Just a little bit of latency, but that's all going to change in a week or two. I just want to kind of keep the ball rolling though, and just keep practicing and kind of working out other kinks while I'm still working on the internet. Yeah, man, it's really frustrating because I'm super excited about all this. I have tons of stuff I've been recording and want to share. I'm compiling some other things that I'm just going to stream as videos, kind of like this one, but I'm doing it live style, just to kind of see how this goes instead of just doing it live. I'm glad I did because this is the third restart I've done this morning. So I don't know. I have a couple little fun videos. There's a couple of comments I've gotten. There have been a couple of comments I've gotten about the glare in my glasses. I'm going to work on that. If anyone has any advice for that, please let me know. I would totally appreciate it. But
I'm not trying to trap anyone into the fact that they may have violated some sort of orders. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not he should be allowed to have contact with you. That's all I'm here for. So have you all been living together?
Yes.
All right. Have y'all been living together since this incident?
No.
All right. When did y'all start back living together?
We were told that the order was lifted. God, I think back in, I don't know, because CPS.
These two totally should have had a conversation before they even got going. But this is the teaser. There's going to be a video, and then this one will be like the pseudo main event. It's not a main event. I'm just it's just interesting, and this is a part two. The part one, everyone's been playing, so you guys have probably seen it. If not, I will post a part one here pretty soon. I know it's ass backwards, but figuring it out.
Got involved, and then she said the order was lifted. So that's when we were actually able to start staying with each other again.
And when was that? Has it been this month?
That's the teaser.
All right. Ms. Williams.
Yes.
We're on record. Ms. Williams, we have an attorney, Larry Polk.
I just want to say one quick thing too, real quick. I've recorded a lot of stuff this weekend, and it has been girls gone wild for sure. Crazy. Something is in the universe or atmosphere that's making these chicks go crazy. I got 2 murders, one attempted murderer, just people lying to the judge. Yeah, it's crazy. So stay tuned. I have some fun stuff coming up over the next couple of days.
Who's indicated that he is your retained counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so who's representing the people? Okay, come on forward. Okay, all right. Ms. Williams, please say your full name.
Autumn Williams.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. I'm Magistrate at Charter Back. You're here on a criminal matter. Case number is 230-590-4002. You are defendant 2 in this case, ma'am. Counsel Polk, go ahead.
Good afternoon, may it please this honorable court. Larry Polk on behalf of Autumn Williams. My P number is 48164. Miss Autumn Williams, would you state your name for the record, please?
Autumn Williams.
Judge, at this time, we waive the formal reading of the warrant and complaint. My client would enter a plea of mute, stand mute.
Thank you, counsel. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are November 22nd, 2023. It is a probable cause conference at 8:30, followed by preliminary examination in November 29th, 2023, 1:45. Both matters are in front of Judge King. Okay. Ms. Williams, while this case is pending, there's a bond condition. You're not to have contact with any witnesses in this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Council Coyle, go ahead for the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people. Your Honor, in this matter, defendant number 2. She is charged with first-degree premeditated murder. The people are asking for a remand. It began at a family gathering where both the defendant Hickman as well as Ms. Williams were brandishing weapons. Mr. Hickman was seen by several witnesses brandishing a rifle, and this defendant, Ms. Williams, was seen brandishing 2 handguns. Now deceased, Mr. Juan Everett confronted them about waving the guns around. This led to a physical fight, and then in turn, Mr. Hickman shoots at Mr. Everett. The other deceased, Mr. McNeil, Jalen McNeil, comes out of his house or a house and was then shot by there is a witness that said that I'm not going to say anybody's name, Your Honor.
That's fine.
At this point, I prefer not to. She saw the
I lost the
defendant
internet.
raise her hand up
Sorry about
towards
that.
Jalen
I'm not restarting
McNeil
again.
as if she was shooting. At the same point, she saw the co-defendant point his gun at Jalen as well. She observed this defendant shooting that gun, and also she heard this defendant said that she threw the guns away. For the record, the deceased in this case was found dead in the backseat of his car and died of multiple gunshot wounds. The theory in this case is, of course, an aiding and abetting with Mr. Hickman, that that witnesses see that this defendant shooting in the direction of Jalen McNeil. She also told that she had thrown the guns away, hiding evidence after the fact. And I believe the rifle that Mr. Hickman was seen with at that scene was found hidden near that scene as well. For these reasons, 2 men are dead, Mr. Everett as well as Mr. McNeil. When the police arrived, this defendant was shot as well as other individuals. At first they believed she was a victim, but subsequently after talking to other witnesses, they realized that she played a much deeper role involved in the shooting. And that for these reasons, Your Honor, we're asking for, because everybody knows everybody. This began as an argument outside between several women and men, many of these individuals. So we're asking for, of course, no contact with those individuals, no contact with between several women and men, many of these individuals. So we're asking for, of course, no contact with those individuals, no contact with the location. And also because the people believe she is a danger to not only society, but also to the witnesses, because they all know each other, that I'm asking for a remand. It's because 2 men died, Your Honor, and she is a part of that.
Thank you. Council Polk, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Judge, that's the people's position, and we absolutely do not believe that the facts will bear out what the people have put forward. My client is 17 years old. She's a lifelong resident of the metropolitan Detroit area. She has strong family support. She has retained counsel, and as was already stated, she was shot. And so I think that at the minimum brings about a thought of self-defense as a defense as it relates to this situation, and that she's not the aggressor whatsoever. And I'm asking for a reasonable bond. I understand the serious nature.
Just because
crime,
she got shot
not,
doesn't mean she's not the aggressor.
Mean that she should not
obviously
be treated as though she is innocent until proven guilty.
I mean, she was in a shootout.
That is just not words, but it actually is the belief of this court and of this criminal justice system. She's not a threat and she's not a flight risk. She never left the location. And the matter of fact, she went to attempt to turn herself in to the Detroit police and was turned around at the detention center.
What does that mean?
Is that it, counsel?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I heard the representations of both sides for the people, for the defense. Yeah, I had an opportunity to read the investigator's report. I do believe that Ms. Williams, I understand that she was shot. Reading from the investigator's report, I believe that not only was she shot, but her involvement in this matter was more than just as a victim. I do believe that she participated in the murder of Jalen McNeil. So one, no contact with any witnesses. You're not to have any firearms. And I do believe as a danger to possibly some witnesses to possibly the community, but more and less to the witnesses, she's going to be remanded.
With no bail.
Okay.
He's pissed.
Council Polk?
Yes,
Okay. Anything else, sir?
absolutely not.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah. Peace out, Girl Scout. Yeah. All right. Here's the from the teaser.
Ms. Wheeler, you need to show your video and unmute. All right, and Mr. Guy, are you stationary? I don't believe in zooming and driving.
Judge, yeah, let me pull over.
Okay, look at me saving lives in my spare time. All right, we're gonna go on the record. 2023 CR 3544, State of Texas versus Garland Green. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ruben Herrera for the state.
Defense?
Robert Gear for defense, Your Honor.
All right, and you're Garland Green?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections to Mr. Gear appearing by video, state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. And any objection to Ms. Wheeler appearing by video?
No objection from the state.
All right. Ms. Wheeler, what are you wearing?
Clothes?
Oh, okay. All right. I just saw a shoulder. Like, please have on clothing.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So there was a no contact order that was put in place by the court. And I informed both parties that I would reconsider if you appear. So if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You all can, excuse me, sir, Mr. Pettis, if you all can move down to that end.
Spock.
All right. If you'll state your name for the record.
I'm aging
Jesse
myself.
Wheeler?
All right, Ms. Wheeler, I'm being asked to consider allowing you to have contact with Mr. Green. Has Mr. Green been staying with you since this incident?
Yes, off and on.
Are y'all currently living together?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
All right, here's the thing. I'm not trying to trap anyone into the fact that they may have violated some sort of orders. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not he should be allowed to have contact with you. That's all I'm here for. So have you all been living together?
Yes.
All right. Have y'all been living together since this incident?
No.
All right. When did y'all start back living together?
We were told that the order was lifted. God, I think back in,
Every sentence is contradicting.
I don't know,
herself.
because CPS got involved and then she said the order was lifted. So that's when we were actually able to start staying with each other again.
And when was that? Has it been this month?
Has it been this month?
Yes.
Yeah, this month, last month. So.
All
Yeah.
right. So are you all in counseling?
Yes, we are.
She's like,
Couples
I don't even
counseling?
care. She's gonna grant it
Marriage
regardless.
counseling, and
She
we
doesn't
both
even want to
do
hear no more
counseling
no
separately.
lies.
Do you wish for Mr. Green to continue to stay at the home with you?
Yes.
All right. Any questions?
No question from the state.
All right, then I'm going to change the order to no harmful or injurious contact with Jesse Wheeler. Ms. Wheeler, if there are any issues at the home, you can just let his probation officer know. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, anything else?
No,
All right,
get
thank
me
you.
out of here.
We'll close the record. Thank you, Mr. Greer. You can have a seat.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wheeler.
Thank you.
Oh, what else?
And
did I
this is
have
an
on here?
application probation.
Oh,
Court
this
is
a
calling
super feel good.
2021 CR 97.
This is for all my friends in recovery, ex-addict friends, or friends that are still struggling, or subscribers that are struggling with addiction. This is just like, I feel good, hopeful, like there's hope, like there's always hope. No matter how bad it gets or how down and dirty you feel, that there's it's never the end. Yeah, I'm pausing because I don't know how much I want to get into it right now on this video. But yeah, it's just a feel good one. The guy, he's got lots of support. He was homeless, and he's just not giving up hope. And he's took care of a warrant. And what I liked about this is that the friends from the community that came to his hearing in support of him, and it's just awesome. I've been to a few hearings like this in support of some people. So
63C, State of Texas versus Thomas Blinko. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Roger Pettis, Your Honor.
And are you Thomas Blinko?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Blinko, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yeah.
That's either yes or no.
Yes.
All right. Going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your?
let's rewind it a little bit. Oh, way too much.
Sign it.
Yeah.
Sorry
That's either
about
yes
that.
or no.
So we winded it.
All right. Going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Blinko, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of robbery? If the state presents evidence that proves the repeater paragraph, then your range of punishment will be anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Blinko, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Any such questions? Any such questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Jeremy Fierce, Fearce, Juan Mello, Mello, Anthony Koschansky, Kochanski. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to
Yes.
abide by those recommendations? Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And to the enhancement allegation, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes. Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true in states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
2 things, Your Honor. One, may I present this folder with a few
Yes.
letters? And I have 2 individuals here. But before I ask them to come up, I have been touched by Mr. Blinko, not by him personally as much as by the support that he has here. He had 6 people here. One has had to leave.
Mhm.
And you have many of the pieces of correspondence that basically cite him as a success story. This gentleman was a homeless gentleman before. Once he got through this cycle, he's become a volunteer, an amazing volunteer, to the extent that he had 6 people here in court all morning waiting to share with me and with you, Your Honor, and with him. It's been very emotional for him, but they're amazing. And 2 of them would like to share just a couple of comments.
Okay, and he's still at the Pay It Forward?
I'm sorry?
Is he still at the Pay It? Are you still at Pay It Forward?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I understand that all of this started with allegations that the victims were selling drugs
Correct.
underneath the bridge. So I'm aware of all of these programs. So this truly is a success story. And I understand that there are issues that happen. I mean, next time you just got to call the police. You understand?
Yes.
All right. So who would you like to bring forward?
Brittany and Valerie.
Sure.
Before we listen to these 2 chicks, I want to talk about a little bit about something that, like what she just said. She just said, next time, you're just gonna have to call the police. And she's right. He should call the police. But when you've lived in that lifestyle, and even though you've changed and there's still some ego involved, of course, because that's hard to let go of ego, but you don't want to be a rat, and you don't want to tell on people or be a cop caller, as they say it. And it's hard. That's probably one of the hardest thing is to go from the game to a citizen, and because there's a fine line, there's always street justice, you want to take matters into your own hands, even though you've been clean for for 10 years and you've got a regular family now, and something happens and you want to take matters into your own hands. I was just talking to a friend yesterday. He said he felt like a bitch because he didn't go beat up this dude that stole his motorcycle. And I was like, dude, but then you would probably be in jail, because I promise you he's going to tell on you, or someone's going to tell on you. You know what I mean? Or something's going to happen bad, from the thing is, when I make a decision now, I always say this choice remotely put me in jail in some way, shape, or form. If there's just a minuscule possible yes, I don't do it. I don't want to go to jail. And so sometimes there's situations where you have to call the cops. And why wouldn't we? That's what regular citizen people do. They call the police when it's something that the police need to be called on. Now, I wouldn't call the police on like little things that maybe a regular person would, just because I probably don't feel like it's that serious. And I can't think of an example right now. But there are things that I would want my daughters to call the police on before I would probably call the police, because I would just let that shit go, But other than that, I am no cop hater. I tattoo on a ton of law enforcement. I have a Billings PD sergeant coming up, driving 8 hours to get tattooed by me next week. So I am super good friends with law enforcement now. And you guys don't know my story, but it was pretty bad, back in the day. And if you would have told me then that I'd be like friends with cops and that I would call the police and that I encourage other people to call the police, I would have wanted to fight you, So I don't know. I'm going to do a video. I know I've said this twice before, just kind of giving my testimony of what I've been through, where I'm at today, spiritually, and it's going to be fun, because I want to build a community. That's something I want to do with this channel. I just want to kind of build a community of just people who love to watch the law, maybe even slip in a little bit of recovery stuff in there. I don't know. I was talking to a guy and he says, he's like, dude, don't veer away from your niche, of what you're doing, because your subscribers subscribe to see court stuff and not anything else, not you reacting to cop cams or body cams, or you selling perfume or whatever. And he's right. And so like I said, I still don't know exactly my groove yet with this, but I know it's going to be mostly, if not all, court stuff. Having said that, I am doing this little investigative kind of report on Judge Simpson from a thing from his past where he was accused of sleeping with an intern. And I got some hearing footage that I've put together, and I want to put together a little video on that, just because it's one of our favorite judges that we no longer get to watch. Judge Simpson is the coolest cat around, and this was from a few years ago, and he's still a judge. So obviously he beat the charge, and didn't lose this right to it. Anyway, it would be hard for this dude to call the cops, I'm sure, especially because he's like kind of new in recovery and he has to live on those streets. And I feel for him in that aspect, but in the years to come, he will figure all that out, when it's right and when it's not too. And a lot of times it's just, you just let shit go.
No, it doesn't have to be on the record. Hello.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Brittany Ackerson. I am the Assistant Director of Corazon San Antonio and have been working with Mr. Thomas Blinko for years. If you don't mind, I wrote some notes down.
No.
Okay. We've worked with him for a very long time, and he's done a lot for this community. So this is just a couple that I could pull off the top of my head.
Okay.
First of all, how he got arrested was he got his birth certificate and he was really excited. He's never had a Texas ID before. So in doing the ID recovery process, found out he had the warrant, and then waited outside for PD. When PD showed up, they knew who he was, and the police officer tried to go talk to the magistrate judge, but wasn't able to do that. So Mr. Blanco was living under the bridge for quite some time. And ran the bridge for quite some time. He got into inpatient treatment on his own volition. He came to us, said, I need to go to detox, I need to go to treatment. And I said, we like to test people. If they really want it, they're gonna show up. So I told Blanco, show up tomorrow. And he did, and I took him to detox and treatment. He graduated treatment. He went into outpatient treatment on his own. He goes to AA meetings throughout the city of San Antonio and leads them. He shows up at Corazon and Cam literally every day to give back to his peers that he lived with on the streets. He's trained police cadets in homelessness, which I'm sure Val will speak more about. He shows up as a father to his children, his actual children, and his children out in the street as well. He's reconnected with family for the first time in years. He's encouraged people to seek treatment throughout the city. So this is where I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I will. So not only does he show up for his fellow peers homeless, that I appreciate you. My eyes are leaking. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So not only does he show up for his peers out on the street and direct them in changing their life.
It's a little corny.
He knows the severity of what we do working with the unsheltered population, and that we're surrounded with death more so than life. So as we are helping people, he comes in and supports us as well. He truly is a success story and a model in this community. And I'm really proud of him. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming down and show support. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Valerie Salas. I'm the Director of Homeless Services at Christian Assistance Ministry. I'm also a person with lived experience.
I'll slow down a little bit. That's okay. Don't be nervous.
I'm very nervous.
I think I may have met you before, but okay.
Probably I'm a person with lived experience as well. I've been sober, clean and sober for 9 years. I'm also the board chair president of the lived experience advisory board under Sarah, which is South.
Sorry about the video, man.
And I met Thomas in 2017, and I just want to say his transformation is, we're in recovery, we're a program of action, not promotion. And he's wholeheartedly stepped into that. I've sat in with him, not just from I used to case manage him, but it grew into something more where we needed him and the areas we needed him in is his story and testimony of the way he lives his life now. We partner really closely with SAPD. We started a cadet program with them where we actually train the cadets before they hit the streets to understand what it is to serve the homeless, because many of the calls will be on the homeless. He's the first person we pulled in to testify and share his story with them, and he does those with us. He shows up every day to our campus to serve. I've sat in with AA meetings with him when he gets his sobriety chips and see the light that goes off when that happens. I'm sorry.
No problem.
But I personally, as a person with lived experience and a person who runs a campus that helps a lot of people, we need that light to show others that recovery is possible and that a second chance of life is possible. And Tomas is a living and breathing example of that. So that's really all I have.
Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for coming. So here's the number one question. He's probably not going to be released from the Bexar County Jail till 1 a.m. So is there going to be somebody available to pick him up? Okay, so everybody said they'll pick you up. All right, I appreciate the fact that we're back on the record. I appreciate the fact that you actually found out you had a warrant, turn yourself in. Most people who are not in recovery, they try to dodge things instead of saying, this is a problem, this is an issue, I'm going to face it head on. So I appreciate that. And the testimony that they've given to you reminds me of when I go to drug court graduations or graduations from treatment and see the changes in people. So I really appreciate that. All right, but next time, call police. Don't confront anybody, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever consideration you can make on the agreement based on those comments, we'd appreciate, Your Honor.
All right. So this is what the court will do. Court is finding you guilty. As previously stated, the enhancement, true. Court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. 200 hours of community service restitution probation. The community work that he does, once you get information about what he's doing in the community, you can count that towards his community service hours. And are you going to be staying at Pay It Forward? All right. So I'm going to put out here you to reside at Pay It Forward. Once they do their transitioning, which I know they do, just keep in contact with probation.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs and probation. Some of the programs that he's involved in, they do the UAs. So if you all want to coordinate with them on that, you can. And it's the same thing with field visits. I'm going to order field visits 4 times over the span of his length of probation.
Tomas, you're getting out, Tomas.
There's to be no contact. I don't know how he does the no contact if these persons are homeless.
One person is incarcerated, Your Honor, and the other is also on probation. But you're right, we'll waive that if that makes it easy.
All right, so we'll waive the no contact, but you know who the parties are. Hopefully, do not have any contact with them. If you see anything suspicious, then you'll just need to call the police. You understand?
He won't say yes to that. Not in open court.
And he's to continue
because he's probably still got bros that are
with his current treatment plan. And that includes the sober support meetings that he does.
The AA meeting?
Yes. They call them sober support meetings here, but they're the same thing.
Yes.
All right. And there's to be proof of employment within 60 days of release. There's to be.
Judge, he's on SSI and primarily volunteering his time.
All right. So you'll need to provide then proof of employment or either SSI within 60 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else? No, Your Honor. Is there anything else you need from the court? All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to
I'm only
speak to
letting
your
this
attorney.
play
Do you
out
understand?
because I like
All right,
the
we can go off
ending.
the record. I'm going to return this to you so that he can have it. And great work. I'm glad that you have changed your life.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, I will. Oh, okay, I will. And you all, thank you. Can I have everybody come up, please? The people who came to support him. Oh, one, he wants to know who he can call for a ride.
Just run down the list. Run down the list. If one doesn't answer, call the next.
All right, I want to thank you all for coming down to support him. because sometimes when bad things happen to you and you are saying in your mind, I'm on the straight path. How could this happen? Things tend to go downhill because you're thinking nobody's going to believe I've ever changed. So I want to thank you all so much for supporting him and for the work that you do in the community, because without you all, community is not going to get better. I am one of those judges that I believe if the community can be protected and people still get their treatment and change their lives around, I'm all for it 100%. And I know the state and defense counsel will tell you that as well. So thank you all for what you do in the community. And if ever you want to bring somebody down here to see what happens in the court, you're always welcome, because sometimes people go to prison because that's what happened. And it happens sometimes. I don't take any joy in sending people to prison though. But I know I've met some of you to different events I've gone through in this San Antonio heat. People don't realize that you guys are out there and it's 100 degrees and there's no fan and it's hot. I go out there and I'm from the South. I tell people I am not glistening anymore. I'm sweating. It's just you're drenched. So I really appreciate that. And if you all ever need anything or there's some issues or some programs you want to let me know about, please feel free to come in and talk to me about that and drop off whatever documents you have, because I will take use of programs that are available for people. We're always looking for different things for mothers with children, for young people, because we get a lot of those in here. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Hey, stay hydrated.
Your Honor, can I have 60 seconds?
So yeah, that's pretty cool. We're gonna watch this this other one. I haven't seen this one, so hopefully the video is.
What's the name?
Person in custody is Dawn Patterson.
I just seen the Wi-Fi went down really low.
Okay, we're ready for this hearing now.
Ah, that sucks.
Good morning, Mr. Sullivan.
Morning, Your Honor.
Ms. Patterson, in this matter, you're before the court charged with civil
Really
contempt of court duty or failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court has appointed Mr. Sullivan to represent you. Have you had sufficient opportunity to speak to Mr. Sullivan in preparation for this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Sullivan, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Brown and Ms. Patterson, I'll have you raise your right hands. We'll have you sworn in, then we'll proceed.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but?
Pause for a second. Just to maybe let the buffering kind of catch up a little bit, hopefully. Yeah, man, the Wi-Fi is crazy. Yeah, so I haven't seen this one. So I caught a little bit of it where she was kind of going off a little bit. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll rewind it, screen record it while I was doing other things. It was actually while I was tattooing yesterday. But I'm going to put this one and like 3 other ones that I didn't show today in a badass compilation of just crazy chicks, man. I need to think of something clever. Law Talk with Mike calls his crazy moments in court. And then he has all kinds of nicknames, which sucks because I like some of those and I don't want to steal those from him. But maybe we can do a collab or something. I don't know. Yeah, that might be a thing. Like I can have wild court moments. He can have wild court moments. And maybe we can do a whole channel of just wild court moments only. Just videos that we made. So we're repurposing our own videos. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud, but all right. We'll just kind of check this out and we'll see if it's any good.
The truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Brown, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Patterson is before the court on docket 2016-1098 UN. Michigan is enforcing an order from the state of Alabama. It is arrears only. Alabama has not defined the amount of arrears that we should collect. So per guideline, we are setting out to collect $390 in arrears, including the fees. Her monthly obligation is $393.50. Her last payment was January 11th of 2021. That was $90 through an income withholding. Ms. Patterson failed to appear April 5th of 2023 before your honor. This is the 5th bench warrant hearing she's had. She's had one prior contempt finding where she served 30 days back in July of 2019. For her total shortfall, including the shortfall at the time of her hearing that she missed back in April, is $3,935. Total arrears through the end of October, $47,643.72.
Yikes.
Ms. Patterson, she was previously ordered into leave and she failed to comply. She did have employment with Denzo. Denzo has reported to friend of the court that she was terminated from that job. And she booked into the Calhoun County Jail September 27th through September 29th. She was released from the Calhoun County Jail on September 29th. There was an error in the jail. So she was rearrested on October 23rd and continues to serve in the Calhoun County Jail.
Okay. Mr. Sullivan, do you dispute or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Brown?
I don't.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Ms. Brown?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any proofs, Mr. Sullivan?
I'd like to make an offer of proof, if that's all right with the court.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. There are 3 children involved in this case, although they're all adult age. Now, the history that, just to give you a bit of a backdrop, the recipient of child support, Mildred Heydrich, would be the sister to the father. And for whatever reason, Mildred Heydrich sought child support from both the father, who's her brother, and then also my client. And then after securing child support, she withdrew a request to receive child support from the father. So the result of that is that my client ended up building up a great deal of arrears, and he as a father had no obligation. So it's a bit of inequity there. But in any event, more recently, it's true that the defendant did participate in the LEAP program, but she describes to me with regard to the job at Denzo that she was what is referred to as a cutter, and that job is really a man's job, and that, in her words, and that she just couldn't physically do what was required physically of that job at the pace that they established for the job. So it wasn't, I don't want to work, I'm going to quit, or I'm going to get fired or do something wrong on purpose. She just could not do that job. She asked for them to provide her with a different job, but that didn't come to fruition. So she's excited about getting a job. She wants to work. She's physically able to work. And she's thinking of Hilux and Flex and Gate and the dairy farm. I'm sorry, the name escapes me.
Prairie Farms.
Thanks. Thank you. And I really like milk, so I'm surprised I missed that one. But anyway, she wants to work. I think she's going to go out and get a job. She's got roughly about 13 days credit. So I would think that an appropriate resolution would be time served and then set it for a compliance date and see if she can get a job here in the next probably 60 days.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Patterson, in this matter, what have you done? When did you leave the job at Denzo?
It was probably about a week before I came in here, about 5 days to a week before I came in here.
Okay, so sometime in mid-September?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
And after you left that job, what have you done to acquire employment?
Right now I am homeless right now, so I just haven't had an opportunity yet to do, because like the bus routes, how they're doing now, like I have to figure it out to how I can, do what to be able to catch the bus out there, because it's way out there, and I got to make sure that I could be able to have a ride to come and get me, because the last bus runs at 3:15 downtown. So I have to make sure. I don't want to try to get a job and then I can't make it. I have to make sure that I can be able to get back and forth, at the right time. Because I don't want to get stuck out there.
Okay, well, my question is what have you done to acquire employment since mid-September when you left Denso?
I haven't, it was like about a week before I came in here. So it was like the end of September, I think, when I actually quit.
Okay.
Mike is live right now.
Then you had about 3 to 4 weeks in there between that when you went back into jail. So what did you do during that time to acquire employment?
I hadn't done anything at the time, because I was dealing with some other things. Like I said, my oldest son just passed away 3 months ago, and I got other things that's going on right now too.
Okay.
But I swear, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to get another job. I'm going to get a job. I promise you on that. I swear I am.
Okay.
And they was taking, when I was working there, they was taking $100 a week out of my check. So I don't understand that I haven't paid since April. Like, I've been paying that they take $100 a week out of my check every time I got paid.
Okay. Well, what you're going to have to do is you'll have to get those records together and provide them to Miss Brown so she can correlate those with whatever they're charging to see if there's a mistake. But that's going to be up to you to do that.
Okay.
May I, just for the record, Denso reported that Ms. Patterson actually left. Their words is she abandoned the job in November of 2021. And the last payment we received was in January of 21.
Okay, so you haven't been working up to recently at Denso.
No. That's the big Denso. That was before. I'm talking about the little Denso. The little Denso, I just recently was working at the little Denso through Labor Max. That's the other Denso, ma'am. That's all. It's okay. It's a misunderstanding. I understand that, but I was working at the little Denso. This one, that's the big Denso in 2021. The little Denso is the one I was just working at.
Okay. Well, again, get your records together if you were making payments through that employer and provide those to Miss Brown so she has those, because she can, in fact, attempt to find out what those particular issues are and why. If you didn't get credit, we want to make sure you receive credit.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to tell me?
When I get out of here, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to pay whatever I have to pay. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Tell me, when you were
he doesn't believe her
put into the LEAP program, why didn't you comply with the LEAP program?
Well, I was homeless at the time, like I am now, and I do have a little bit of a drinking problem. Well, yeah. Even though when I was just working, I did 46 days sober, watching people drink around me and stuff like that. But I did try, which I came in here and I got a little sober time, which I'm so thankful for that. Even though I don't want to be in jail, nobody does, but I'm still kind of glad I did, because I ended up relapsing after I lost my job, and I ended up quit my job, however, and I ended up relapsing. But at that time, I was drinking kind of heavily, and I couldn't comply with the LEAP program. But I wish I could do it now that I'm sober.
Okay.
I would definitely do it now. Like I said, when I get out of here, I'm going to Gracious Homes shelter instead of being at 209 shelter, which is not no good for me.
Okay.
I just recently found out about them.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, court will make the following findings in this case: that Ms. Patterson does have a case that she's well aware of that's been transferred out of Alabama. That again, it's a rearage only case, so she doesn't have any current support obligation. That she has previously had a finding of contempt and 5 show causes. In this matter, she was ordered in the LEAP program. She failed to comply at that time, as she acknowledges. That she had a drinking problem, and she still does, and probably still will if she doesn't get some assistance on, again, taking care of and resolving that issue for good. That she had worked at Denso, and she found that she was not able to physically do that job, and she left sometime in September of 2023, that she simply failed to show or something of that nature, so she left that particular job. That as stated, she wants to work. She claims she can get a job at any time, and she does not have any physical disabilities that would keep her from working, other than she did have, as she stated, a drinking problem. The court will find that, as she stated, since she was out of jail when she was first picked up, she had a period of time and she didn't do anything to acquire work. And as a result, the court will find that she's failed or refused to comply with the orders of the court, and that she had the present ability to do so, and that she is not, so that she is in contempt of court. Anything before sentencing, Mr. Sullivan?
Just that you time served. I think she seems ambitious and ready to get a job, and she didn't make a point of telling you this, but she has been homeless, and she's going to stay at Gracious Homes Shelter, which I think would be a safer place for her.
Okay. Well, in this matter, she's previously served a 30-day jail sentence back in July of 2019. The court could sentence you, ma'am, up to 90 days in jail. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sentence you again to 30 days in jail with credit for 13 days served, and set a purge amount of $500. So that will be the order of the court. Ma'am, you're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. I think you were going to get a thank you there, Mr. Sullivan.
Well,
I'll pass that along, because I'm certain that you don't get a lot of those.
okay.
All right, we'll see you later, Sonny. Okay, let me get you the next one here. So I'm gonna go to.
So I guess there you have it.
Rare and far between when you're in practice, aren't they?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Nothing too amazing today. Like I said, I'm still just trying to work some stuff out, but man, I have some juicy stuff coming up. Some really good stuff. So, but I don't want to keep dangling the carrot either, you know. It's like clickbait. I don't want to like video clickbait you by dangling this carrot like, oh, I got something really good coming up. I really do. I have some good stuff coming up. I just don't know if I want to like comment on them in recording or do it live. I feel like I'm a little better live than I am doing the pre-record. So yeah, I'm just kind of figuring it out. Or if I just like, do texting, commenting, or just comment just with voiceovers. I don't know if you guys can comment on what you guys like to see from creators. That would be cool. You don't have to, of course, you don't have to do anything. But yeah, I'm just really excited for my channel. I as a tattoo artist, I don't have a retirement, so I'm kind of hoping this like becomes my retirement in a sense, and so we're just gonna see how it goes, man. Life's a trip. Life is a trip for real. I've had so many crazy chapters in my life, and to be a YouTuber now is just blowing me away. Not that I'm like a monetized making money YouTuber, but just that I'm even doing it. It just is crazy to me. Yeah. So anyways, that's it for now. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and the notification button. That way you get notified of my videos that are coming out. If anything, you can just laugh at how dumb they are. If you get any value that way from it, of watching me stumble and fall and just trying to figure stuff out. Like I said, this was my third attempt this morning at recording it. And I think because I'm just trying to do too much and trying to make things too slick, you know. But I want it to be entertaining for you guys too, and I want it to be something that you subscribe to and something that you look forward to seeing new content. So okay, that's all I have for now. You guys all take care. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.